I wanted to talk about who you're being in this crisis, So whether we're still in quarantine or whether we're coming out of it, there's just going to be a way that we have developed that now we need to be different. And one of the things is discipline. And even around discipline, I was thinking, why is it that we eat so much when we're at home? Let me tell you, we have eaten. Usually I would have my breakfast, go to the office, probably not even have another meal when I come home, maybe around 4 or 5, and that's it. But let me tell you, in this season of being in the house, we had to lock the door and put a sign, get out of the kitchen. Hey everybody, my name is Angie Morenga. You're watching Just Angie, and it's Mwene Inchi Monday, and we're middle of May, approaching mid-May, so wow, time is moving in the 5th month. On Mwene Inchi Monday, we discuss all things governance, and it's governance of self and governance of others, because you cannot give what you don't have, and there has to be a governance of self. And so our messages are usually pre-recorded, so I'm trying to figure out whether the quarantine will be over, or whether we'll be back in the full mode of things. But I just have a feeling that I don't think we can ever go back to where we were, It's amazing that these days, and I'm a woman of faith, I have a lot of faith, I really do, and I live out my faith. But it's amazing that every time I see a crowd, I stop. I stop first, I stare into the crowd, and I wonder, okay, how do I proceed? Even when I'm watching movies, when I do in my scheduled time of watching movies, when I see people hugging, it's like something in me jumps. And I'm like, no, this was pre-corona. I'm like, this thing is driving my head crazy. Stop. My spirit will jump because I'm like, they're not supposed to be hugging each other. So now we have a new default setting. But I wanted to talk about who you're being in this crisis, So whether we're still in quarantine or whether we're coming out of it, there's just going to be a way that we have developed that now we need to be different. And one of the things is discipline. And even around discipline, I was thinking, why is it that we eat so much when we're at home? Let me tell you, we have eaten. Usually I would have my breakfast, go to the office, probably not even have another meal when I come home, maybe around 4 or 5, and that's it. But let me tell you, in this season of being in the house, we had to lock the door and put a sign, get out of the kitchen. I saw some amazing memes that were going around. Some even had, you open the fridge, it tells you how fat you are. I was like, this is not right. But people had to put up signs because it's like you're always there. And I was wondering, is it because there's a lot of access? The fridge is there, or because we don't all suffer from emotional eating. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe you should share with me what your discipline issues were. But there had to be a discipline. So people still had to work out. So you had to be disciplined in that. And I think it helped because you really thought about, do I work out to work out? Or is it because my trainer arrives that I work out? Or because the gym is there, can I still work out? So I figured out that we still have to think about, why do we do what we do and who are we? So if I'm a person who works out 3 times a week, with or without trainers or gyms, then you have to work out 3 times a week because you still have YouTube, you still have access to ways that you can train, and that would be a good one. The other thing I think was, and then the food, that we had to be disciplined in terms of we can't eat everything, in terms of keeping your environment clean, washing up with things, just not letting things go to pot, just not letting the dishes pile up, or not getting out of bed, or staying in your pajamas all day. I think there was a discipline in get into the shower, change, wear something that's relaxing for home, but do it every day. And I think that was one of the things that I really purposed to do, is get out of my pajamas and do my hair. Look presentable, even if it was, like for me, it was only me and my daughter in the house. Just be like that, and ready for your Zoom calls, I think one day I was caught without my wig. Wow, that was so much craziness that you put on this and you're like, oops, I don't have my wig. So, get ready, get dressed, be ready, and ready to meet everyone. Obeying the government directives was a big one as well, because it also spoke to me is, am I just rebellious by nature, or do I want to follow what the government is saying? I'm saying not me, but I'm saying that was a question that we needed to ask ourselves. Who are you? Are you rebellious? Are you not listening to the authority? The Bible says that leaders are appointed by God, and that we are to obey them. So that's exactly what we should do. We should be a person who is not rebelling, not causing rebellion. It even reminds me of something that I read once, I think in one of John Maxwell's book. Like, are you the kind of leader who finds a fire and you add fuel to the fire instead of bringing the fire down. I think that was important. I think different stress levels, people are able to take in stress differently. But I think for me, in terms of stress, and even in times and seasons when I felt like depression is creeping in, is that I'm aware of it. I think that's the most important thing to do, is to be aware. To be aware, like, now this is becoming something that I don't want to get into. You know, sometimes they say the slippery slope. I don't want to get into that slippery slope where I can only pass here. I'm thinking of people maybe who take alcohol in the house, you know. I was sharing, I'm telling you too many of my stories. I was sharing with my daughter how once long ago, very many years ago, is when you have a drink at home, you know, they don't have the measures. So like the wherever the bar or the club, there's a measure, so they'll measure it. So I was having a ram ruler. Hey, dude, I couldn't climb the stairs in my house. That is so sad. Anyway, I don't even know I've shared that with you, but I'm saying even measures, you know, how much alcohol are you consuming in the house? Are you being disciplined about it? Because now you don't have the usual taught measure. So, you know, you're just pouring yourself a drink and being happy. I like the fact that people found new ways to hang out. I think there are different apps where people could hang out together in different places. That was really cool. So people were being that. They were not saying, you know, we're not limited to our circumstances. What do we do about these circumstances? And I love that. It reminds me of in Genesis 11, when they wanted to build the Tower of Babylon. And the Lord said that whatever these people set their mind to do and their heart, they can do it. And I think I love that about humanity. That as I ask this question of who are you being in a crisis, and it could be any crisis. It's just that this particular crisis that just passed, but who are you being in the crisis? It's important because people found innovative ways to speak to each other. I downloaded apps that I've never had on my phone, and sometimes I think technology, I'm a bit older, so I'm like, I'm maybe technology averse, and do I really need it? But then now the crisis has forced me to have it, to learn how to use it. Like I said, the hanging out apps, people found a way to hang out and it was safe because they still want to hang out rather than disobey all the orders and just go. So I think what I'm trying to ask is, who have you been in this crisis? And it's not only this particular crisis, but when crisis hits, who are you? I think a big shout out, and my heart went out to people who had to get married with reduced numbers or bury their loved ones. With 10 people, I think it was, that could gather and say bye. That was a hard one. Going to visit people in hospital, you know. I remember I told you I'm a woman of faith, but unfortunately my dad was unwell during that time, and I was like, oh gosh. So immediately my head, you know, there's the spiritual side, then there's the human side. So the spiritual side was like, we got to do this, we got to go pray. Then the human side was like, hey, all sorts of diseases are in hospitals, but you had to go. And, you know, so being there, and then only one person was allowed to visit per patient, you know, it's hard. It's hard for them as well, the patients, and especially in Africa, the whole idea of support and people being around you and rallying around you when you have a wedding or when you have lost a loved one is something that's so key. So even in that, we had to be different. People who one of their relatives passed on, or a spouse passed on, and they had to now go under quarantine themselves. People were quarantined away from their children, you know. What were their thoughts, you know? So, and I guess one of the SK Blue isms is that never waste a good crisis. So in terms of, as you reflect and evaluate on who you are or who you are in the crisis, also remember, never waste a good crisis. God bless you, and see you next week on Mwenye Nchi Monday. Bye-bye.